On the fifth day of Maulud in the Islamic calendar, a celebration begins in honor of the Prophet Muhammad's birthday. This is Sekaten, a festival best known for the music performances on the immense and powerful Gamelan Sekaten. On this first morning, a procession starts at the front gates of the court or Kraton. Dozens of the Kraton servants, the Abdi Dalam, are carrying these antique instruments of bronze and wood, which comprise two complete Sekaten gamelans. Here in Surakarta, their path leads from the Kraton through the streets and temporary market stalls to their destinations, the Great Mosque. It is believed that one of the Gamelan Sekaten originated during the early period of Islam in Java, probably in the 16th century. This gamelan was invented by Islamic religious leaders known as the Wali. Their intent was to attract the Javanese, most of whom were still Hindu, to the mosque via the popularity of gamelan music and thus promote their conversion to Islam. The Wali chose to construct gamelan that were larger and thus louder than other gamelan to ensure their drawing power from afar. Sekaten is now the only remaining occasion in the year when these sacred gamelans, 2 times larger than any other gamelan ensemble, are played. It is also believed that by listening to the Gamelan Sekaten, people will be rewarded by Allah in their health, work, and happiness. This is a celebration that will last for 8 days at the Great Mosque, in the courtyard and open square in front of the mosque, culminating in the Garabeg Maulud, a holiday in honor of the Prophet Muhammad. A crowd has gathered at the mosque, and religious speakers are already busy as the instruments arrive. However, it is still several hours before the first sounding of the gamelan will take place, beginning at about 3 p.m. The gamelan instruments, though still covered, attract the crowd's attention. They are brought to the 2 pavilions to the north and south sides of the main prayer hall, where they will be played over the coming days. The larger and younger of the 2 gamelan is placed in the south pavilion. It is named Kyai Guntur Madu and was commissioned by the Sultan Pakubuwono IV. It is larger and thus lower in pitch than the older gamelan at the North Pavilion, named Kyai Guntur Sari. The gamelans alternate their performances, with Kyai Guntur Madu in the South Pavilion playing first. Formerly, the gamelan musicians for Sekaten were exclusively members of the Kraton Gamelan. Many still are, but today they are occasionally joined by music faculty and other professional musicians not belonging to the Kraton Gamelan. The instruments are carried inside and placed in their particular configuration. This illustration shows the position of the gamelan instruments in the South Pavilion. The bonang, the beduk, the monks, the sarons, the kempiang, and the gongs. To honor the gamelan and help purify the space, incense is burned by the gongs, the heart of the gamelan. It is now time to remove the shrouds covering the instruments. First a saron, followed by the punang. There is an inscription on the peduk for Pakubuwono X, who ruled the kingdom of Surakarta from 1893 to 1939. The last to be uncovered are the gongs, the most sacred instruments in the gamelan. Meanwhile, a steady flow of people starts to fill the perimeter of the pavilion, even though it is still more than 2 hours before the gamelan will be played. In particular, there are many women who have come early to make an offering. These women receive blessing from flower petals soaked in water and infused with the power believed to emanate from the great gong. They first drink from the water and then receive petals bundled in a banana leaf. The tabu, or playing mallets, are constructed from wood and the horn of the water buffalo, and just like the Sekaten gamelan, are much larger and heavier than normal. The boxes contain offerings of food placed in the center of the gamelan. This is a ritual often accompanied with prayer that will be repeated frequently in the next days, either during a break or when the opposite gamelan is playing. Garlands of flowers decorate and honor the instruments as well. The musicians have arrived and are seated at their instruments. The pavilion is completely filled. Behind the bunting of the pavilion hang palm fronds. From somewhere, a signal is given, and at once the crowd grabs for the palms, believing in the good fortune they may bring. Now the signal is given that the gamelan may play, and the punang player climbs behind his instrument. There are only 2 or 3 pieces composed specifically for Gamelan Sekaten. One of these, Gending Rambu, is always the first to be played. There are several common structural elements that identify Gamelan Sekaten performance. The first is racian, a melody played by the punang that is somewhat free rhythmically. This melody is interspersed with core melodic notes known as dawahan from the temungs and sarons and accented by the peduk and gong. As this introductory racian ends, the rhythm becomes more stable Curiously, the media show little discretion for the sanctity of this occasion and climbed around the musicians to catch a few shots for evening news. The Kempiang joins in at this point as a pitched rhythmic interpuncture, and the Temung, the lead melodic instrument, establishes the tempo and will continue to moderate it throughout. Another characteristic of Sekaten performance is the sesekan, the climax section which is played faster and louder toward the end of the main composition. In Gamelan Sekaten, the sesekan is almost always followed by a gradual slowing down, leading to the end of the piece, or suo. The beduk helps control speeding up and slowing down by either anticipating or slightly delaying its beat, respectively. As this opening performance of Rambu comes to an end, one can hear the asar, or call to prayer, already resounding through the courtyard of the mosque and beyond. Offerings are again made as most of the audience disperses, charged with the energy emanating from the powerful Gamelan Sekaten. Another call to prayer is heard broadcast from the tower. Here, in the courtyard of the mosque, a number of small vendors have positioned themselves in front of the Gamelan pavilion and in the area between the two buildings. The two items most popular with the vendors are flowers and eggs. The flowers are used as offerings, and the eggs are believed to represent fertility. Other more secular items are also available, including toy whips for the children and various drinks and food. The Gamelan Sekaten are performed every day, typically starting around 9 a.m. and ending close to midnight, with morning, afternoon, and evening sessions. There are several activities to be found when the musicians are not performing. In the South Pavilion, offerings continue to be made in the vicinity of the Great Gong. Here, a musician takes this moment to repair a tabuh, wrapping a thick cotton string around the wooden core of this saron mallet. One of the servants of the Kraton is frequently busy with the preparation and serving of tea and food for the musicians. Compositions performed for Gamelan Sekaten are typically 15 to 20 minutes long. Due to the size and intensity of Gamelan Sekaten, musicians receive quite a workout and welcomed the break as the South and North Gamelan alternatively performed. These breaks provide an opportunity for prayer and meditation, or a chance to eat or have a smoke and chat with fellow musicians. The final day of the Sekaten festival is known as the Garabeg Maulud, which takes place on the 12th day in the month of Maulud. Garabeg is derived from a Japanese word meaning a cheering noise of the people. Garabeg Maulud is a holiday to celebrate the Prophet Muhammad's birthday, and on this morning, thousands of people have collected here in front of the Kraton. Many more are lined up along the streets between the Kraton and the mosque, awaiting the procession that is about to begin. In true Japanese fashion, Garabeg intertwines elements of religious tradition with secular elements derived from the Kraton. At last, the procession begins. Leading this parade are 10 units of the Kraton Underguard, dressed in their traditional uniforms. They march to a fife and snare drum, a remnant of the Dutch colonial period. The royal servants returned the Gamelan Sekaten to the mosque. It had been brought back to the Kraton on the previous night to contribute in blessing the most significant offering of Garabeg Maulud, the 4 Gunungan. Gunungan literally means mountains, and these large offerings are creations from rice and vegetables decorated with small cakes, palm fronds, chili peppers, and garlands of beans. They are a gift to the mosque from the Sultan Pakubuwono XII and are prepared for 4 days prior to the Garabeg Maulud. There are 2 types of Gunungan offerings, one male and one female in nature. Here is the first Gunungan to appear, the female Gunungan Wadon. This is the male Gunungan, the Gunungan Lanang. Many more offerings of food also join the procession to the mosque. They are followed by an ancient form of gamelan, the marching gamelan Corobalen. The numerous female servants signal the last of the Kraton servants in this procession, and everyone struggles to make their way to the mosque. Thousands have managed to pack the courtyard of the mosque, where the gunungan will be blessed, and religious speakers struggle to be heard above this immense crowd. One by one, the gunungan will be paraded back into the crowd for what is possibly the high point of this Garabeg. It is strongly believed that by grabbing the fruits of these gunungan, one will be rewarded in health, happiness, and fortune by the Almighty Allah. The crowd's eagerness results in an intense yet good-spirited free-for-all as they descend upon these mountains of potential blessings, and the Sekaten festival draws to a close.